Alrighty, welcome back to quick trade recap. Didn't do any live trading last night just because I was like with my family quite a lot and I was just doing it, yeah, just more so on my phone. But did take a few W's. I think it was about maybe up like 2.8% or something. Um, but yeah, let's jump into it. So need to remind myself what trades I took. So let's see. The 24th we took at GJ by Euro GJ. Yep. Okay. Didn't do GU. That was just because like buy side liquidity that I wanted to see get taken out just got absolutely destroyed. I think so. Can't really remember. GJ. We did take a couple trades on GJ. So we what we saw here was the 50% mark of the fair value gap getting filled. I think that's what it was. I need to remind myself what I saw here. Oh yeah. So initially I saw this this was the first trade I took here, but that got stopped out. I saw this area here, this point here get swept and it filled some of the fair value gap. I probably should have waited till London, but I have been taking these kind of pre like if I see an area like so I listed out this buy side liquidity up here and I anticipated price was going to sweep it. So I've been trading the sort of move prior to the main move. That's sort of what I've been doing recently. So I anticipated that this was going to be the move here. So if we go to the 1 minute, we can see obviously that area got swept. Some of this massive fair value gap in here got filled. And if we go over here, I think the first mistake I made, if we go into the 1 minute and we obviously have this line drawn out here, it didn't tap into the main like fair value gap because this, when you actually go into it on the 1 minute, this is all being kind of like filled up. This right here, here and below is the main fair value gap. So that's the first thing I missed out on. And so we can see here, um, I don't think I identified price at this point. So we have this sharp sweep down up, and then could have possibly entered here once we saw like some kind of exit of the fair value gap. So possibly right here on this candle close, because that's the top of the fair value gap and price closed above it, or possibly could wait for a market structure like change of character or whatever. Like so, wait for it here, and then this is when I entered. So then it came back down into the order block. So price right here, down below, that's the order block. And then we saw price, boom, there wasn't a fair value gap here. So I wanted to see a fair value gap. I believe this close here. So we entered into this order block, sorry, into the order block and this fair value gap. And then we closed above it. So boom, that I entered there. Um, problem, yeah, so did form double highs here, but I think the problem with this is that it was quite early and this was about yeah, like 6:45 for me. Pretty early. Maybe would have wanted to wait a little longer. And if we see here, if I put my cursor here, just scroll along to this value gap, did fill some of this value gap in here for the second move. So I did typically like maybe a month ago, I was waiting for a sort of structure called like a double sweep. So like has one sweep which poses as the sweep, and then that gets people to go and adds orders down below, and then the real sweep comes in. And that's kind of what happened here. So when I got stopped out and I saw this, so price boom, swept, sharp reaction, and then the price come back up. And then in this little bit here, this is where I entered because this is like a classic double sweep pattern that I would trade previously. So I didn't do as big of a position just because of the time of day. But here we're getting closer. I think this is Frankfurt session. I went pretty long, pretty hard on this one, confident that this was gonna come up. And we obviously have, I took first take profit on this buy side liquidity here. Price reacted off it, came back down here. I didn't add to my position here. I could have. This actually would have been a pretty decent position to add because order block entry here, an OTE as well, fair value gap, filling perfectly. And I don't think it tapped this order block here as well, but this main order block here perfectly taps it. You get enter, boom, right there, add to your position. And price just wanted to rip, like tear. So that was that. Pretty good. Again, targeting this main buy side liquidity up here. I should have probably had my take profit a little higher, but I was just being conservative because it was already like 6.4, right? Uh, but it just went crazy, GJ. Yeah, so decent trade here. I liked that. EU a little more choppy just because it was, yeah, so I have quite a few things here. I don't, these aren't all like trades that I took. This trade here was like this here was a mock trade. I didn't actually place this, but I saw this and I was thinking, okay, like this is a potential trade I could have taken, but I didn't just because of how early it was. Five is crazy. 5 p.m. Obviously having if we go out on the higher time frame, say hourly, we have holy crap, it's kind of messy. I was actually thinking short today, just because of this sweep that occurred on the 4 hourly. So I was thinking probably more of a retracement. Um, although something that I didn't do was maybe consider the higher time frame, I guess, move, like consider like what time frame this was on. So this is a bit of a 4 hour, I guess, 4 hourly play. And I guess maybe I didn't consider, yeah, price wanted to come in a little more, I guess. Well, see, it did tap into this order block. Maybe that's what I was thinking. Regardless, I was bearish. So I'd listed out this kind of order block accumulation area where price sort of swept previous highs right here. So I'd labeled that. And then we had a 1 hour, 15-minute fair value gap somewhere within here. And then also these double highs. So initially here, I thought price, this looked like some kind of a decent entry, anticipating price was going to go up there. So I didn't take that, but initially, did I take this? I think I did take this right here. Um, I need to remember what trades I took on, and I didn't. This was nine. Was this 9:30? I don't believe I took this trade. I think it was these two ones I took. This was about 20. Yeah, I took this trade and I took this trade. So you can get rid of these two just to make it. This trade here. Let's start with the first one. Oops. I saw these two highs got swept. I didn't take this trade here. This was the first, this was the second one, like mock trade. I thought like, okay, like that's a sweep. Could take that. Although there's like this order block hasn't been tapped into, the 15-minute like hourly or fair value gap. So I'm thinking, heck no, like that's gonna definitely be some kind of a double sweep. So then obviously London comes along, massive sweep here, sweep like move, and then I wait for price to come down. Obviously, I need to see the exact time I took it so I can. So 9:34, and then price came back up into the order block, boom, and then that's kind of somewhat of a sweep of these highs here. So I'm thinking, all right, like that's something. I want to see if your value gap filled. And where exactly was that? 34. I wonder why I took it here. um, maybe I was thinking this right here, probably. I saw this bearish fair value gap get filled in here. Because all these got invalidated, all these bearish fair value gaps. This could have been, I could have probably entered off this. I'm not sure why. Maybe I wasn't on the charts at the time. This like invalidated that. So another mistake, invalidated bearish fair value gap right here. Should have seen that. That obviously, breaks the market. It's not meant to break that. That gives confluence that it's not like the bearish sweep slash structure. Obviously, not all bearish fair value gaps will get filled. Assuming price is going to go down, and if price does go down, but in this case, it's always best to see fair value gaps not get invalidated if you assume price is going to go one way. So first red flag, I should have seen this. This should have put me off. Anyways, price continues down. So I must have just thought, all right, all good. I'll just wait for another one. We see price come up here, wick, and then close below. So somewhere in here, I would have seen this and entered. I'm not sure why. Maybe I think I did enter off this candle somewhere, but obviously like the spreads kind of pushed me down a bit. And then we hit, where did we hit first take profit? I think I took profit here. I took profit roughly around this area. I wanted to just be conservative. I labeled this, but I wanted to be conservative and I took profit here, moved my position to break even, and then stopped me out there. So I did profit on that trade, but not enough, I guess, not a lot. And then I waited for this second, and then secondly, I saw this. It's obviously swept all of these highs here, filled in this fair value gap nicely, tapped into the order block, and I waited for that, and we saw this fair value gap get filled in here, tapped into the order block as well. And it was, at what time did I enter? 22. So interesting. Maybe I saw, not sure why. Why would I have entered there? Roughly around here I entered. And then yeah, probably is some kind of close. I should have waited for price to exit first, but anyways, that it happened. And then yeah, price sort of continued down. I think, did I take profit here? or I might have been asleep by this time. Can't remember. 15. Something happened. I must have taken profit at some point and then moved it to break even. But yeah, I think so. I think I took profit here and moved my stop to a little bit below. So a little bit like below where my open was. So if it closed, I would have made profit. But then, yeah, price wanted to just keep going up, really. And it seems that it was a buy model in the end. So looking back, where could I have changed what I was thinking? I could have thought, well, for hourly, you know, maybe price just wanted to consolidate a bit and didn't necessarily want to go down much. Maybe it wanted to fill more of this for hourly fair value gap. If we list it, did it fill the 50% mark? Let's see. It did. Okay. Well, that's annoying, I guess. This should have been somewhat of a bearish day. I think price just wanted to move the other way, which is totally fine. My daily bias was just wrong. On my execution was right. I probably should have traded less, placed less trades. This is how I've been trading recently, just kind of monitoring, see like not really very specific times, more so like what price action and what the kind of day is presenting and what when things might occur. Um, yeah, it just wanted to, I guess, go up a bit more. Maybe this wasn't much of a sweep and price was just wanting to fill in this fair value gap. I could have seen that, and this wasn't invalidated, so that could have given me a bullish sentiment, and then this bullish fair value gap in there, so scaling down, this fair value gap getting filled here, maybe tapping into this, if this is a sweep as well, tapping into the order block, that could have been somewhat of a bullish sentiment, and then yeah, from there, sweep of these lows there, maybe tap into the fair value gap, something like that. But anyways, yeah, um, decent trading day, I guess. In general, GJ gave me a lot, so it was good. Made back my losses from 2 days ago. But yeah, this has been 2 days, your yesterday's trading day, and yeah, goodbye.